welcome back to my channel. So the new season of Life After Lockup starts in December, and we now know the 8 couples who will be returning for the new season. I'm not gonna lie, there's only a few couples that I'm looking forward to seeing. But let's go ahead and talk about the returning couples, what to expect, and my thoughts in this video. So the first couple who will be returning is Melissa and Louis. And honestly, I was shocked to see them returning because in my honest opinion, their storyline just doesn't seem that interesting unless the mom's involved. And even then, a lot of those scenes seem super staged. So in the preview, it appears their relationship is still being greatly affected by Melissa's jealousy, to the point where Louis even questioning if Melissa really loves him. And in one scene in the preview, Melissa takes Louis over to her dad's house, and Melissa is telling her dad that she just wants to see Louis get his ish together. And I'm curious if they're still going to be living long distance at first in the new season, since Louis has to wait 60 days before he can change his probation to New Jersey, or if we're finally going to see them living together in Melissa's home from the jump, because I'm interested how the relationship is going to work out for those 60 days, because if Melissa's this jealous with Louis around her every single day, then I can't imagine how bad it's going to be during those 2 months when they're doing the whole long distance thing. Like I said, I feel like a lot of their storylines played up, over-exaggerated for the cameras, but I do believe Melissa's jealousy is real, because I saw an interview that Louis' mom did where she said that she liked Melissa, but she was concerned because apparently Melissa and Louis like to talk on the phone all day like teenagers, and his mom said she is constantly overhearing them arguing, and she know that can't be good for Louis. I was wondering if we were finally going to possibly be meeting Louis and Melissa's children this next season, but I don't think that's going to happen, because I remember seeing Louis' mom asked in an interview if Melissa and Louis had kids, which she did confirm, but she said they don't want them to have anything to do with the show. Next, we have a couple that I did not expect to see returning, and that is Chevelle and Quaylin. So usually I feel like if a couple skips a season of Life After Lockup, then that's the last we see of them, except for like the Where Are They Now updates. But WeTV brought Chevelle and Quaylin back, and as we learned in their Where Are They Now episode, the two are engaged again. Quaylin said the first ring he got for Chevelle that we saw him propose to her with wasn't that expensive, so he went and dropped $700 on a second ring for Chevelle and popped the question. And Chevelle said she's now super close with Quaylin's mom, and things appear to be on the up and up for them. Now it all makes sense, because I've been assuming they were going to come back to some extent, because even after a few years went by, Chevelle was still remaining tight-lipped about her relationship with Quaylin. Like, I remember when her and Brittany did a live stream over the summer, they said they were going to answer all these questions during this live stream, and of course everybody wanted the tea if Chevelle was still with Quaylin, and people were asking her over and over again, and Chevelle was just ignoring them, and finally people kept complaining in the comments, and Brittany said, Chevelle, people are asking the same questions. They want you to answer their questions. And then Chevelle was like, well, what do they want to know? And she asked herself, well, are you still with Quaylin? And Chevelle just laughed it off. So then a lot of people kind of speculate they're together, because she did bring Quaylin into the live stream later, but they still didn't 100% confirm it. Then a lot of people assumed that they were actually together when Brittany had her birthday party in Texas and invited a bunch of cast members like Deontay, Indy, Kevin, Chevelle, and Quaylin. And Chevelle and Quaylin were super close that night, but then we finally got the confirmation that they were together and they were engaged again in their Where Are They Now episode. And there was also a few times that Chevelle posted selfies on her Instagram stories where she said she was filming, making people speculate even more that she's possibly returning. But I also know she was filming for a few small movies as well. So in the trailer, we saw Chevelle wedding dress shopping and preparing for her big wedding with Quaylin. So I'm sure we're going to see them build up to their wedding at the end of the season. I mean, it wouldn't be a season of Life After Lockup without a wedding, somebody getting pregnant, or somebody going back to jail. And I'm curious how their storyline's going to go now that Chevelle and Quaylin's mom are close. And Chevelle doesn't appear to be close with D-Mark anymore, her cousin. It appears now that drama is going to be shifting from Chevelle and Quaylin's mom to Chevelle's mom and Quaylin, because Chevelle's mom was calling Quaylin out in front of Chevelle Chevelle as she was wedding dress shopping and told her Quaylen's not ready for marriage. And I don't think we'll see DeMarc this season because DeMarc and Chevelle, they were super tight for a while, but when she was asked about him in her update episode, she said that they hadn't talked in a long time, and she just kind of, the way she was acting, she just was acting like she wasn't feeling DeMarc. And I remember they were super close back when her, Quaylen, and DeMarc had their apartment together when they were out in Texas, but then her apartment ended up burning down, and Chevelle lost everything, including her 2 dogs in that fire. And I remember DeMarc was getting called out because he released ring camera footage of him waking up and realizing that a fire was going on in the apartment, and he was there by himself with the 2 dogs, and you can see him for at least like 10-15 minutes grabbing all his stuff and going in and out of the apartment, moving as much of his stuff as he can. But he claims he completely forgot about Chevelle's 2 dogs, which I feel like they should have been the first thing that DeMarc was trying to get out of the apartment besides himself. And they ended up passing away as a result of the fire because he forgot about them. So he spent all this time saving his stuff, but he couldn't save the dogs. So I wonder if that had anything to do with it, because since then it seems like things haven't been the same between them and they haven't been nowhere near as close. And I remember Chevelle's daughter was so heartbroken after they lost those 2 dogs, because I know at least one of the dogs was a brand new puppy the daughter had just received, and that was just a super sad situation. I'm not gonna lie, Chevelle and Quaylen will always have a special place in my heart because they're the whole reason I started watching the show, because I'm from Kansas City, where they're from, and I was in this Facebook group for Kansas City, and people were talking about, oh my gosh, there's this couple on Love After Lockup from Kansas City. And I was like, okay, I gotta see what this hype's all about. And I am so glad I did. So now let's talk about the 3rd couple. I can't believe I'm only 3 couples in, but the rest of the couples are gonna be super fast. So the couple I'm probably least looking forward to seeing is Lindsay and Blaine. I just feel like they're super boring. Like, at least we don't have Brittany Marcelino coming back. But I feel like Matt Sharp is trying to make Lindsay and Blaine the new Brittany Marcelino, and I'm not here for it at all. Like, when Lindsay was with Scott, she was entertaining. When she was with Deontay, she's a little entertaining. But since she's been with Blaine, it's just been a total snooze fest. Like, it just seems like a bunch of manufactured drama. And Lindsay's not a good actress, which just makes it 20 times worse. Like, I'm proud of Lindsay for changing her life around, but it just seems like, I just hope this season's better than the last, because I couldn't even cover them last season because it was so fake. Like, she's not allowed to even mention Deontay anymore. She hasn't talked to Scott in years, so I don't think we're going to see any drama with the exes. But in the preview, they showed a clip of Lindsay opening up a jewelry box with a necklace in it, and she asked Blaine if he will marry her. I'm not sure if there's a real proposal or not, because I just don't see Lindsay pop in the question, especially with a necklace versus a ring. I wouldn't be shocked if we see them end up having their wedding this season or the next. And so the next couple that will be returning, and a couple I'm actually looking forward to seeing, is Taylor and Chance. Because I know they don't have any shortage of real life drama, because Chance is constantly making terrible decisions, and he gives us bloggers a lot to talk about. If you guys have been following my videos on them, they have had a lot of drama going down on social media. There's one time, probably about 4 or 5 months ago or so now, where Chance went to a bar and a girl ended up messaging Taylor, and she said she saw Chance there talking to a girl. And Chance tried to say it was all cap, and Taylor was just trying to start drama. And there was also an incident just recently I just talked about the other day, where Chance was commenting on Taylor's Facebook post where she said nobody's going through it more than a mom trying to keep herself and her family together. And Chance commented, he's like, yeah, that don't really sound like you, because you're the one that went and made a fake email and a fake Facebook account so you could message your ex. And apparently Chance found out about it and he wasn't happy at all. So it's obvious things haven't really gotten any better for this couple since the last season. And because of that, I hope they're not in any rush to get married this season, because they still have a long way to go. In the preview, they showed a clip of Taylor crying, And then they showed a man in Chance's face grilling Chance and telling him he just doesn't get to not suffer the consequences. And then Chance apologizes to the dude, and then he starts screaming at the cameras to get out of his face and storms off. And the next couple who will be returning is Justine and Michael. So this season, they're going to throw a gender reveal party and invite all their family. And I'm sure we'll see Justine give birth this season. Justine has done a good job laying low since she gave birth, and many fans have been asking Justine when they're going to finally get to see pictures of the baby, because they're like, oh, why do we get to see Eris's and Cam's baby, but we don't get to see Justine and Michael's baby? And so Stark has them revealed that they ended up buying a home in Vegas. It wasn't nowhere near the $1.2 million home they were looking at. I think they spent around like $500,000 or so on their house, but they are living in Vegas. Since we last saw them last season, Michael's manager Mocha ended up shooting and unaliving a home intruder, and he ended up going to jail for a few days and getting out. And there was an investigation, but so far no charges have been pressed on Mocha because they're saying it was self-defense. But I wonder if we're going to see that featured on this season. There was also a clip in the previews where Justine was sitting down with Michael's mom, and she was grilling her saying, oh, so you're saying I tried to cheat on my husband? And remember Michael's shoe line he had last season? The AliExpress sneakers he was selling for $300, $1,000 plus, which there's nothing wrong with getting stuff from AliExpress, but when you're getting shoes for $7 like it was exposed and selling them for $1,000 plus, that's kind of crazy. And so he's no longer selling shoes. I tried to look up his shoe website months ago and double check today. And he quit selling shoes months ago, and he's still not selling them again. Last I knew, he was helping people repair their credit. I'm not sure if Justine's doing that also, but I did see her like promoting it. I think she's just promoting it for Michael. But I don't know. I just don't know how much I would trust Michael with my private information, like my social security number to help me with my credit. Actually, I wouldn't trust him at all. So next couple we have is Brittany and K-Rock. So I was surprised to see they were returning. We know they're still together because they're constantly going live together, and it seems like every other day I'm seeing a picture of another fan running into them because they be outside. And the only teasers they showed in the preview with them is a clip of him and Brittany skydiving, and then a clip of K-Rock getting on one knee and proposing to Brittany, and she was super excited and she said yes. So that may be another wedding we may see this season. And so the next couple that will be coming back is Cameron and Eris. And we didn't get to see much with them in the preview. They showed Eris doing a maternity shoot where Cameron said she's about to drop the hardest mixtape of the year. But that's all we got to see in the preview of them. Eris gave birth to baby Charlie, so I'm sure we'll see her give birth this season. And besides that, I really don't know what to expect with them this season. And last but not least, the 8th and final couple who will be returning for Life After Lockup is Sarah and Sean. So this last preview didn't have Sarah and Sean in it, but the first short clip they showed of the new season did. And I can't find the clip now, but all I remember is seeing them fighting like always. And it also seems like Matt Sharp is trying to make Sarah and Sean a Life After Lockup staple. And I'm not surprised because it seems like Sean is always making another dumb decision that upsets Sarah. And I don't think we'll see much of Anthony this year, and I hope Destiny's a thing in the past for their storyline. I really don't know what to expect with them because we've seen a lot of their storyline going down different roads already, like her getting pregnant, them getting married, the Kelly drama, and Destiny and the Anthony drama. So I'm curious what kind of issues they have this season, and I wonder if Sean is going to start getting jealous now that Sarah has her titties done. And I want to say I heard from somebody that she ended up having to get another surgery after she got them done. And I can't remember why she had to have another surgery, but I'm almost 90% sure she's the one I heard that about. But it's been so long, I can't remember the exact details. But that's it for this video. Those are the 8 confirmed couples that will be returning for the new season. And of course, once we have more details and a better trailer and description from WeTV of what to expect with the couples, then I'll make a video covering all that. But let me know what you guys think about the couples that they chose chose for this new season in the comments below. We only have about a month left to go before the new season's here. And for those of you guys who watch 1,000-Pound Sisters, the new season's going to be starting in a month or so as well. I always love at the beginning of each new year because that's when it seems like the best TV shows are on. That's when usually Life After Lockup's on, 1,000-Pound Sisters, and usually a new season of 90 The Single Life starts at the beginning of the new year. So I'm looking forward to all that, but that's it for this video, guys. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, check out my lashes and cosmetics at AccordingtoAmber.com. If you're interested, you can sign up for my newsletter and get 10% off your order. So check that if you're interested. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.